She's giving off duty. I don't think I actually looked at myself until I turned the camera on. I look ridiculous. Let me undo it. There you go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. Welcome if you are new. Today's a little bonus video. Today is effectively me distracting myself so I don't start packing too early. And we're gonna do a whole video of bookish things. I am like an avid feral book reader. I'm on 118, I want to say, books read so far this year, and I normally read about 50 to 70 books a year, so it's like more than usual. I've always been a book reader, like it's just always been a thing, and I'm very happy and excited and thrilled that I now share it with the internet. Am I happy? Today is Friday, it's Friday evening, work is finished, I am very much in my comfies, so I'm just going to film the next 3 days of all the bookish things that I am getting up to distract myself from packing. This is going to be a bonus video because it's literally not even in the schedule. Like, I've had to schedule videos so that certain things can get filmed before certain things happen. This was not in my bingo card, this was not on the plan, but I just want to do it. I've got a new camera. Hi. I don't know when this video is going to go out because it's going to be a bonus one, but this is a whole new camera, so if it looks a bit different, it might not look different at all because it's still a Sony, but like it's a different Sony camera. And let's get cracking. So I've got a weekend free of plans, so I'm just planning to like sit in the flat, maybe go for a bit of a walk, maybe go and look at some bookshops. Not that I need to be buying more books immediately before moving, but you can't stop me. I'm obviously going to be reading. My book I'm currently reading is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. I am on page 280 out of 408-ish pages. So yeah, I've got just over 100 pages left. Wait, yeah, just over 100 pages left. So I will probably sit, it's only 9 o'clock, so I'm probably going to sit in bed and likely finish this book off. I am having the best time. I can see why some people wouldn't like Stephanie Garber's writing or stories, but I read the Caraval trilogy. I really want to buy the kind of like 4th book they've come out with, which I think is a festive story. This is the next trilogy, which is the Once Upon a Broken Heart series. There's just something so magical and ethereal and like whimsical about her books, and I just love them. Like, I just love them so much. I'm having honestly the best time. Like, I'm just having the best time. I'm getting 5-star feels from this book. And then the other thing I need to do is a little bit more of my book journal, which is a relatively new addition to my book loving life. This is the bullet journal by a brand, I think it's hard to read. I think it's called I don't know. I bought it from TK Maxx, so I think where it's from it's kind of redundant. I'm going to cut out my 5-star reads, which here's a little sneak peek. But I think that's everything. Oh, I'm going to need to go to the bookshop and take the very last books that I am unhauling to the bookshop before we move. I think there's now 18 or 19 books left to take down there, so that'll be another little activity for this very bookish weekend. But the first thing to do is sit and read Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. That ending! I need to read the next book. I don't even have it. I don't own the second book, but I now want to read the second book. So potentially in my little journey across some book shops tomorrow, the second book in this series is potentially on my list. It got so good. Something about Stephanie Garber's books, they always get good in like the last third. Like the first 2/3 are quite slow, and then the last third is like everything all at once. Right, so if any of you have not been around these ways before, Alex and I do a little thing to pick the next book. So I give him how many books sit on the bookcase and he picks a number, and we are currently, let me just mark this book as read and give it 5 stars. So I give Alex a number of books left on my bookshelf and he picks the next book to read. I have 17 books on my TBR. So I'm going to go and give him a number between 1 and 17 and we will pick the next book. Can you pick a number between 1 and 17?
14.
14. So in this flat, my books are still currently being stored at the top of the wardrobe because they fit. So Alex has picked number 14. These are all the books still on my TBR. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So 14 is actually the third book in the series. So I'm going to jump back to the first book, which is The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. You picked The Naturals by the book you bought me for my birthday. Well, actually it picked the third one, so I just went back to the first one in the series. Are you happy with that choice?
Yes.
Good morning, today is now Saturday, it is the next day. I'm up, I'm dressed, I'm ready to go to the gym, I'm going to head off in a minute and go for a run. But I have been reading quite a lot. I am now about halfway through The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It is so easy to read, very easy to like just breeze through. I have to say the characters are slightly annoying me. I'm going to find it interesting how they develop over the 4 books as they kind of like grow up, but at the moment they are very much giving we are 17-year-olds who don't quite know what we're doing. So I am enjoying it, I'm having a good time. I really enjoy the plot. So it's basically about a group of teenagers slash young adults who they have like unnatural abilities to read people. So I don't believe it's like a magical ability, it's just a kind of natural affinity to be able to do it. So the main character Cassie can like read people, as in like she can look at them, it's like a little bit like Sherlock Holmes vibes, so she can look at them and tell you like what they've been doing, whether they're married, what kind of family they have, what kind of life they lead, and she can just like read that by like looking at them. There's another character who can also do the same thing. There's a character who can like just tell if you're lying or not. And there's like, they've all got like these little like abilities, but it just seems to be like a natural affinity to read people rather than like anything supernatural. And then they get brought in by the FBI for some kind of like training because they have these like unnaturally strong gifts. So they've brought them in and they're now like solving cold cases. I mean, at the moment I don't think she's solved much at all. We're on a page 143. I get the impression this is very much the setting the scene book. There's like a little love triangle sort of forming, which is cute, I guess. God, the zoom on this camera is so good.
Absolute opposite, and then maybe they're not like more like it. So you're interested in that.
I finished The Unnaturals. It actually got really good towards the end. When they actually started working on like a real case that was linked to one of the characters in the book, I was actually really invested, and I can now kind of see potentially where the story is gonna go next, and I'm really excited. So book number 2 finished. That one was like so easy and such a breeze. And Alex picked number 1 as the next book to read, which is Daisy Hates the Great Undoing by Jessa Hastings. This is the 4th book in the Magnolia Parks series, which for any of you who have never read it, it's a little bit like Gossip Girl but set in London. And you either follow Magnolia Parks, who is like super rich. I don't know how old she is, but I would say like 20-ish. She has like an on-off relationship with her like childhood boyfriend called BJ, and you follow kind of their like on-off slightly toxic, sometimes quite sweet relationship. And then you got Jessa Hates, which is the other set of characters, but they are kind of connected, who is the daughter or the sister of a, what do you call them, like crime family. So her brother is like one of the most dangerous people in London, and she is kind of therefore fiercely protected because of their kind of link together. And she has like an on-off thing with a guy called Christian, who I can't remember what his link then is to Magnolia Parks, but that's how the two stories like connect. The first two, so the one that's just called Magnolia Parks and the one that's just called Daisy Hades, was set at the same time period but from two different points of view. I don't know if this is going to be set at the same time period as the third book or the second book in the Magnolia Parks storyline, but very, very interested. I really enjoy these books. They're quite easy to read. They're quite long, but there's just something quite comforting about them. They give me all the feels that Gossip Girl did back when Gossip Girl was on telly, and I love it. So this is the next book I'm going to read. We also took the leftover books to the bookshop and dropped those off. I did have a little peruse, but I actually didn't find anything of interest. And then we went to a cafe in town and had a sausage bap, which was like delicious. So I think what I'm going to go and do now is sort out some footage, clear out some memory cards because I'm running out of space. And then I'm going to, and I can get myself up, I'm going to cut out these little books that I have printed off and begin sticking them in my book journal.
And I can read them. I'll then read in a later book for later books on my PC. Other series and really, really loved it.
Oh my god, look at how cute these teeny tiny books are. They're so cute. And then I've got some sticky back paper and I'm going to stick them in my little bullet journal, but like they're so cute. So I've cut them all out and they are going to go into these pages, which are my 5-star reads so far this year, and they just fit in there. And I'm going to stick them all in, and then as my 5-star reads continue, I obviously have a second page to keep going. Oh, look at them all. They're so cute. There's two that aren't printed off yet. One is Scythe and one is Once Upon a Broken Heart, but all the other 5-star reads for this year are on this list. The books are continuing. The next thing I need to do is the series tracker, because like I've read Monsters of Men, I've read Powerful, I think, and then I've started some other series, so I need to fill in the series tracker. But yeah, my 5-star read thread, or spread even, is filling up and it's so cute. It's the next day. I've just come back from going to Lewisham and going book shopping, and it was so dreamy. So if we're going book shopping, we tend to go one of two places. We either go towards Greenwich for Waterstones, for the Oxfam bookshop, for the Greenwich bookshop, which I feel like is a little bit, I don't want to say classier, more of a like nice premium experience, while if you go to Lewisham it's full of like all the charity shops, and like sometimes a charity shop bookshop is just what you need. They also have the Works, but I actually didn't go in the Works because I bought enough books as it was. The first thing I need to update you on is I am coming up to halfway through Daisy Hates The Great Undoing. I love these characters. Like, I feel like their troubles are so menial and stupid. They're effectively like fighting over like who loves who and who loves who more. But there's just something about them that I just love it. I'm having the best time. I'm on page 222 and I will continue reading that this afternoon. But what I do have to talk to you about is books. So I went to a couple of charity shops and I bought many books. books. And I know I'm moving soon. I know this is probably the stupidest thing to do. But in my mind, when was I ever going to go back to Lewisham? Probably never. And I genuinely think their bookshops have some of the best books in it. And there were so many books that I would have bought, but like I didn't. And I'm so excited to read some of these. So, shall we go through them and I can talk you through all the books that I have bought from various charity shops. So, the first one is, I don't know what bookshop this was from, but this is One Day by David Nichols, which has now been turned into a Netflix series. I'm not thrilled that this is the Netflix cover, but it just sounds really interesting. So it's about two people called Emma and Dexter who meet for the first time on the night of their graduation in 1988. And then it feels like it just follows them throughout their life and they're like, I presume a love story, and it's in pretty good nick. Like there's a little bit of a bend on the top corner, but otherwise it's basically as good as new. And I have read David Nichols' book, I think it's called Us or something like that. I've read another one of his books and enjoyed it, so picked up this one. It was £1.50, and then went to a shop where it was like 2 books for £1, and I realistically only really wanted one of these books, but I needed to find another one to make it the 2-for deal. So the first one is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. I've always wanted to read this book, and I don't know why I haven't got around to it, but this was 50p. Like, where else in the world, well, charity shops, but like where else could you get a book for 50p? And then as the second book, I picked up Tangerine by Christine Mangan. I have literally heard nothing about this book, like not a single thing. And it's effectively about a person called Alice who is living in Morocco. She's not particularly happy there, like she's a Brit abroad, and her friend Lucy Mason comes out to see her and live with her husband. And I get the impression it's a bit of a thriller because the husband goes missing and then she starts to like question everything. And then all these other books came from Red Cross, and the Red Cross charity shop in Lewisham, I don't know who donates to that charity shop. I don't know who it is topping that shop up, but so many of my books have come from there. I've had Emily Henry's, Christina Lauren's, like so many like famous books have come from that bookshop, and this was no different. There were 3 Steve Kavanagh books I didn't pick up. I would have, except I'm wanting to buy the Eddie Flynn book set, which I think is on World of Books. I can't remember where it is, but there's a book set of like all the Eddie Flynn books, and I want to get that. So I was like, probably not worth it. Every single one of these books is £2.50. So let's go through them. There's loads of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books in here. And I have read The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I enjoyed the writing style. I found the ending a bit annoying, but I enjoyed the writing style. So I thought, as there's loads of her books in here for £2.50, let's pick them up. So we've got After I Do, which seems to be about a couple that fell in love, got married, and their marriage is reaching kind of like breaking point, and it's like, do I rescue my marriage or not? You've got Maybe in Another Life, which seems to just be about a group of friends who lead very, very different lives. Then you've got Carrie Soto is Back, which is basically about a world-class tennis player. So I might save this one for next summer, but £2.50, yes please. You then got Forever Interrupted. Honestly, I haven't heard about some of these books like ever, but it seems to be about a woman who gets hit by a truck and dies on impact, and then there's other 2 people who meet in the hospital or something like that. But yeah, Forever Interrupted. One True Loves, which is about 2 people who met at school and years later get back in contact. And then the last one is Malibu Rising, which I think is about a legendary, children of a legendary singer. I don't know, but it sounded interesting. So yeah, loads and loads of Taylor Jenkins Reid's books. Okay, and then I picked up 4 other books from this charity shop, like seriously, banging charity shop. 2 by Lucy Foley or Lucy Foley. I've read The Hunting Party, and so this is the guest list, and this one is The Paris Apartment, and they both are mystery thrillers, so very excited to dig into those. I then got 7 Days in June by Tia Williams. I have heard so much about this book, and it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful written stories, and I don't know much about it. I've seen it literally everywhere, and it's in Reese Witherspoon's book club, which usually means it's a pretty decent book. And then the very last book I picked up, which I'm on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. The 13th book is The Honeymooners by Christina Lauren. I actually haven't read any of Christina Lauren's books, so I think they have quite a few like quite TikTok famous ones. I don't think this is one of them. Those are my books. Did I need to buy loads of books just before I moved out? Absolutely not. Did I want to buy some books? Absolutely. So I did, because life is too short. And I think that's actually a really good list of books, and I'm really excited. So I think I might film a little reel of the books that I picked up from the charity shop, and then we shall go from there. But like, so many pretty books. Right, one of the tasks now I've acquired loads of new books is to sort out the bookshelf in the wardrobe. So these are the books that were on my TBR. Very dark. They're giving like dark vibes, apart from Finley Donovan and Bunny and Book Lovers. What I've bought will now probably not fit the entire length. I'm probably going to need this bit here, which probably means this needs to move.
Studying abroad, when timelines are different. The rooftop and saw this building in London O2.
There you go. A little look at everything currently on my physical TBR. So you've got, so I also picked this one up from that same charity shop. You've then got a Rogue one. Then these are all the books that I got around my birthday. And then these are the books that I got in this shopping trip. So I think that's quite good. I had to put the empties box in this corner because I couldn't actually fit the jumpers in front of it, but the empties are now back there. These are then my little bags. I put my big bags down the back, jumpers, and then this is the rest of the wardrobe. This is all getting packed up soon. I mean, these drawers are very empty as I have been using stuff up from them. So time to pack very soon, but until then, that is my physical TBR, which is very, very exciting.
I don't know if you guys know this, in here I have a trust pilot, and I just love using it because it's absolutely bonkers. We're gonna hop right into it about it. Some people enjoy it because I'm not trying to get into it. Obviously, that's leading to movies not matching one another.
Right, I think I've done all the updates to the book journal I wanted to make. So I haven't done anything to these first slides because October actually isn't finished yet, and I want to finish October to work out how squashed or not I need to put them in. I've done the spread for the work book club. So these are the 8 books we have read this year, although I spelt tomorrow wrong and then I missed the D in murder, but let's not go there. These are the 8 books, and then I've started putting the star ratings and a little comment for each one, and I need to still print those little books off, but they will fit, look, so they fit in the little rectangles that I've given them. I have ticked off Powerful, ticked off Monster of Men. I'm currently reading The Great Undoing, but I can't tick that one off yet. And then, annoyingly, these are a slightly different shade of blue, but I added in The Arc of Scythe, because I read Scythe, Once Upon a Broken Heart, because I've read the first one, and then The Naturals, because I've read the first one. And then I did this yesterday, so these are my 5-star reads of the year. So these are the first set, and then these are the second ones. And then that's it. Those are currently my spreads. I don't have too many because I was like, I'm gonna ease myself into it by just doing like a few spreads, and then next year I can go all out. But I need to put these all away. These are from Amazon. If I can find them, I will link them down below. They're pretty good. Still watching some YouTube videos, currently watching Fabulous Hannah. I was watching book videos. You can probably see there. That's a book video. And then it just auto-played onto the next video in the list. I do think the next one I'm going to watch is Ella Rose Reads her bookshelf scavenger hunt, bring myself back into the book vibe. But yeah, I'm going to pop all of this stuff away and keep watching some YouTube, and then I will return back to Daisy Hates The Great Undoing, which is still next to all the moving stuff. My favourite thing about moving out is when you get to using up all the random stuff in the cupboard, and we still had loads of Christmas cupcake holders, so we are eating Christmas cupcake holders in October. Not necessarily by choice, we're just trying to use them up. But these ones are really clever, so they peel around the outside, so you just like peel the outside off and then your cake is in the middle. So dream. I'm gonna go and eat my cake and watch my video.
Aw, you're pretty.
He's been given a number between 1 and 28.
17.
I've just finished Daisy Hates. That ending is insane. I'm actually quite stressed. I don't think the 5th book is out in the cover that I have, which is actually just really annoying. But I was... Anyway, Alex has picked number 17 as the next book to read. So, 1, 2, 3, 13, 14, 15, which is Everything I Know About Love by Dolly Alderton. A very different vibe to Magnolia Parks, and probably I feel like I need a book like this after that, because I kind of just want to read the next book in Magnolia Parks, like the 5th one, which is then back with Magnolia and BJ, because that book and the ending of it, I mean, I should know it was coming because the 2 books follow the same time period, but just seeing it from the other point of view, it was so much more intense. Like I feel like in the first telling of the story, which is from Magnolia and BJ's perspective, the build up is actually like the 50 pages before, and so the ending of the book is a bit of a surprise. While in this retelling of the book, because you have like the build up of why it happened, it's just so intense. And then the way that the 2 siblings at the end, it's like, oh, it's probably good that I'm moving on to a very different type of book. But yeah, this is gonna be the next book. I'm not gonna start it in this video because I think I've had enough of reading for this evening, and I don't think I can emotionally cope with starting a new book. So what I am gonna do is sit in the other room and watch Harry Potter, because that feels like to me the perfect activity for a Sunday evening in October. So that is the plan now, and I think I'm going to end this video here because it is now Sunday evening. I have read 3 books, I've updated my book journal, I've gone book shopping, I've taken books to the charity shop, and I'm going to end this video here. So I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give it a thumbs up, click subscribe, leave a comment, you know all the jazz, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!